Hi there. Here we are at the end of September. No notes, no filters on the microphone, so that you might hear the gusts of wind along with the rain outside, brought to us by post-tropical cyclone Ian. It's faded strength from a hurricane. I think when it's all said and done, we'll have received over 6 inches of rain here. Made landfalls a Category 1. Not as much devastation as when it trucked through Florida, but it re-strengthening back up to hurricane status definitely did change things here. A couple power flickers, nothing serious though. Listen, man, back in 2015, around this time, we got 2 feet of rain, completely terraformed the countryside. There's been a little bit of shuffling about, but things will get back to biz next week. Speaking of biz, channel update. Didn't do one of these last month, but I did do that summer of 22 in Daggerfall. Boy, I played a lot of fucking Daggerfall. You can see as it's been published, and I tell you what, there's more Daggerfall. We're not quite at the end of Daggerfall broadcasts. There may very well have been more, but I had some hardware issues to start the month. It's like my computer said, you've played enough fucking Daggerfall. And those actually feature at the end of the Living Rage run. If you're watching along, you'll know it when you see it. The tenor changes for the end of the run. Those issues haven't been resolved. It's just a matter of I haven't had that kind of crashing since, and extensive testing and cleaning out the machine and prodding wires has narrowed it down to some components I'll need to set aside money to replace, and just, I have other priorities in life. So that's the way it goes. I've still been able to continue broadcasting, haven't been recording, other than I suppose this and the played up stuff, but broadcasting, which is good. The way we can pursue group escapism and storytelling together. I confess I don't have any plans for local recordings beyond the group stuff. That doesn't mean it won't happen. I've just been like harried and pulled in a number of different directions, and I kind of feel lonely when I'm talking by myself with local recordings. Just a change and shift in personality. I've talked before over the years about how like the pendulum swings back from an emphasis to live broadcasts and local recordings, and there still are good reasons, like good attractions I have with doing local recordings. The last like major series I did locally recorded was Free Space 2. Oh, good times. Good times. As for how I'm doing personally, not great. But I'm still here and still around, which is more than I can say for a number of friends and acquaintances who've fallen along the way, or haven't fallen but have just been so destroyed by other things that they just have to focus the time elsewhere. Me, I'm still hanging in there. Somehow. I get a person filtering in every now and then while I broadcast, like, what the fuck, you're still around? I haven't seen you or heard of you in years. I used to watch you. Yeah, I know, right? I started this shit back in March 2010. I'm still around. And perhaps I shall continue to be. With that in mind, local recordings are lurking there as a possibility, but I'm not going to endeavor to fucking get your hopes up with what you might see with pizzazz. Alright, just not going to be so. Live broadcasts, you still got plenty of that, so if you can tolerate me talking with other people and a fucking chat overlay that may occasionally want you to claw your eyes out, and rest assured, sometimes I want to not read chat. You are in luck, and not just with Daggerfall, though there is plenty of that. After I, like, did enough, like, reliability tests and hardware assessments that I could feel comfy, like, easing back into broadcasting, I've done a number of other things. There's been some Shadowrun 2058. I'm likely just going to leave highlighted, because it's just me playing the game in, like, various short intervals, which I've chosen to highlight in preparation because I might change my mind. There's some solo played up I've been thinking about transferring over, back when I was, like, testing for hardware errors, and I used Doom RPG SE Rebalance, with, like, a one-shot broadcast of that as a way to also test for that stuff. We've got some Air Management 96 runs I'm pretty sure I'm going to be transferring over. Then I started doing some Aerobiz Supersonic, which I haven't played for the channel in several years. I'm not as familiar with that game. And then yesterday and today, I returned after over 11 years to Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. Wanted to see how that broadcasted, what viewer engagement would be like, and just how I would feel playing the game, and trying to manage all the various windows and apparatuses, and it's gone pretty well. So I expect I'll be broadcasting more of that. If nothing else, I certainly do have this run to finish, which got derailed by a power outage, and also I had another obligation today. If those aren't your fancy, not just like broadcasting stuff in general, but a mishmash of role-playing and strategy, then, well, fuck. Local Grimith, he'll probably be back to you in some capacity at some time in the future if I can keep this up. Just a matter of health and financial availability, which, with the 2.5 years of pandemic stress combined with all the supply chain issues caused by the war and, well, natural storms outside as a bunch of folks fleeing up I-95, grabbing supplies because, you know, they want to live. Just a lot of stresses out there. But I certainly do have it better than many. The luxury of being able to sit here and talk to you. The opportunity to spend my time pursuing escapism, playing video games. I could definitely ask for more. And unlike my dad, who said can't complain and wouldn't matter if it did anyway, damn it, I will complain even if it won't matter. I did anyway. But not here. Just, I have full function of my limbs still. Hell, I mean, you know, a lot of folks would be like, man, I want to do what he's able to do. If only I could. The corporate Grimith can never be satisfied. That's about the state and scope of things. We'll keep it short on that front. Corporate Grimith, speaking of, we do have this ongoing Patreon thing. I've got 2 months of shoutouts to read, as I did not do a video update last month. Just was so absorbed in Daggerfall, and then when I wasn't doing Daggerfall, I was thinking about other things. Yeah, let's get going. For the last month, we have Applejack, Vic is a Bad Shot, Dark Kieran, Joa, Chris Van Beers, Pork and Beans, Zachary McKinley, Abhorson, Kalen, Mog, Perpentock, RM Lightning, Tiny Shopkeeper, Weapon, Magenta Wolf, Necrolotu, Alexi Zalo, Shaman, Zir, Zoran, Dowd Pride, No One, Arthresh, Augusto de Oliveira, Azor Rain, Brandon Schneider, Callum Boyle, Cast Iron Dude, Crazy MLC, Eric Adams, Eroding Sun, Green Doom Guy, Luke Butkus, Martin Amontorp, Maxwell Damage, Nick King, Otaku Shout, Patrick, Putero, The Drow Lover, Trash Panda 420, Who, and Dark Dawnstar. For this month, that's just expiring, we have Applejack, Vic is a Bad Shot, Joa, Chris Van Beers, Pork and Beans, Zachary McKinley, Apporson, Kalen, Mog, Perpentock, RM Lightning, Tiny Shopkeeper, Weapon, Magenta Wolf, Necrolo2, Alexi Zalo, Shaman, Zoran, Dowd Pride, No One, Arthresh, Augusto de Oliveira, Azor Rain, Brandon Schneider, Callum Boyle, Cast Iron Dude, Crazy MLC, Eric Adams, Eroding Sun, Green Doom Guy, Luke Butkus, Martin Amantorp, Maxwell Damage, Nick King, Otaku Shout, Patrick, Pewtero, The Drow Lover, Trash Panda 420, and who? Patreon has had some security issues and concerns of late. I've had a number of folks leave messages apologizing that they've not just canceled, like, Patreon subscription, but have outright deleted their Patreon account. I get it. Wanting to, like, transfer, like, how you give money to other people through other means, setting this on fire. I understand. You don't owe me an apology. You don't owe me an explanation for what you do with your resources. I thank you all the same. I will note that the generosity I have received has been a great boon to me. Has helped to ease my burdens this year, just with everything that has hit. Just the various stress layers caused by the pandemic, other problems in the household, the supply chain issues caused by what's happening between Russia and Ukraine, and really Russia and Europe, and really Russia and the globe. There's a lot happening. And the layers due to the globalization of how it impacts people across the seas and the stars. Oh, I'm pretty worn down. So, do forgive my rambling. Yeah, it is, it's been pretty nice. I say pretty nice. It's been a real help. Could I survive without it? Yes. This shit's not being held hostage, right? I am a cardboard box major. This, like, the sun will not stop rising or setting because of that. Do not feel guilty about what you can give to me in exchange for unreliable service. Corporate Grimith would like to tell you it's real fucking cool, but don't worry, Corporate Grimith is not in control. That said, if you'd like to... no, I appreciate it. Hopefully, regardless of who you are, what you're doing out there, be bopping along. You'll be able to get something out of this escapism I continue to pursue in a group environment. And we can go escape off and tell some other stories together, or maybe not together. Maybe you just watching me tell stories without contributing at all. Sometimes I'm like that too. There are folks I watch that I don't say shit, never do say shit. I understand. Believe me, I think I relate pretty well to a viewer who follows and subscribes when they want to follow and subscribe because of their own conveniences and their own agenda, instead of what someone tells you to do. I get it. I don't want to give you ads. I don't want to paywall content. I'm just here to pursue escapism at this point. And other people want to escape too, for their own reasons. So let's escape together. Or, like that George Thorogood song, we drink alone. Yeah, with nobody else. Take care, everyone. May you be doing better than, well, man. So, like, look to your left and look to your right. Maybe you're not the person who's doing the best. Just do better than than someone else. That way you can be at least one rung up the ladder. But if you could devote the time to listen to this, well, You got some wiggle room because you're able to afford making this poor life choice, if nothing else. Smoochies. Farewell.